Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new box office breakdown show here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinnenberg. Today, we're breaking down the box office of this past weekend domestically here in the States. That is from October 4th to October 6th, the first domestic weekend in the month of October. We're also going to break down the overall numbers both worldwide and domestic for the year 2024, and previewing the two big movies that are hitting theaters this upcoming weekend. My name is Max Turner. Welcome back to Max Talks Movies. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do this show every single Tuesday. I also do other movie reviews, TV show reviews, and movie franchise rankings. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on the box office? What went wrong with Joker Folie à Deux? Do you think they should make another one? What do you think is the next step for Warner Brothers? Let me know in the comment section. What do you see this upcoming week in theaters? What did you see this past week in theaters? I respond to all the comments, so please comment down below. And also, please like the video by hitting the thumbs up button down below. It really helps the channel more than you think. Takes 2 seconds out of your time. Please hit that like button. Without further ado, let's get into the biggest topic of maybe the most interesting topic of the box office show for 2024, and that is the opening weekend of Joker Folie à Deux from Warner Brothers Discovery, shockingly only opening to $37.6 million. In its opening weekend, that is a full $60 million less than its original opening in 2019, which was a movie that was budgeted around $75 million, and it grossed $1 billion. And it's a complete fall of grace, where the first film 5 years ago went from kind of an underground, would this movie really do well, to one of the biggest movie successes in the 2000s of the 21st century, where, yes, it's an IP, but it's a very low budget, and the movie grossed $1 billion. And Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix, and that group had a whole career just based off of that film from a money perspective. It's hard to make that type of money back end on any movie, and all of those people made huge back end money on the first Joker. Now, again, also, it was an awards film as well. Joaquin Phoenix won his very first, Oscar for playing Joker. It won for Best Score. It was nominated for Best Picture and Best Screenplay. This was a major awards play as well, which was rare for a comic book movie or comic book based film. Now, at the time the movie released, there was no mention of a Joker 2. It didn't seem like the creators wanted to do one. Todd Phillips and Joaquin said they were done. Then a couple years later announced that they were going to go forward with a Joker sequel, making it a musical with Lady Gaga. And while there was definitely some skepticism from many fans, the trailers were very well received by people. But this squarely, for me, and as you can tell, might come down to word of mouth of the film, because this movie has an embarrassing D as in dog, cinema score. If you're not familiar with cinema score, everyone tries to look at IMDb ratings. Anyone can make an IMDb review, as well as the Rotten Tomatoes audience scores. Those are more certified than they used to be, but still not 100%. Cinema score is the most certain, where they go to opening night and they basically gauge what fans, where audience members thought of the movie. That's expectations level, if the movie was good or not. And D makes Joker Folie à Deux the worst rated, from an audience perspective, comic book movie from CinemaScore of all time. Madam Web got a C+, and Joker 2 got a D. That means that not just were people not liking the movie, but they were extremely put off by the film. It was not what they wanted from a Joker 2. And not to get into spoilers, but it seems like the creatives and the decision making in the movie makes all of those people who actually supported the first movie turn on the sequel. And it is just bad news. Now, yes, while the first movie was a budget of $75 million, this would not be a catastrophic failure. But This movie has a whopping $200 million budget. That is before advertising. So it's going to be around like near 300 million total for the movie. Bad. And yes, it was great. You know, Joaquin, Gaga, Todd Phillips, most of these top creatives probably got paid hefty because of paid a lot beforehand. Because obviously a lot of the first movie was made off of back end. But $200 million budget before advertising. This movie needs to gross near like half a billion at the minimum, near 600 million probably worldwide for it to just break even. But it is definitely going to lose money. So after making all the studios so much money 5 years ago, same creative team, same people in front and behind the camera is actually going to lose the studio hundreds of millions of dollars. And because the word of mouth is so terrible for the movie, the next couple week drops are going to be fascinating. I thought even because it was badly received, I thought there was going to be enough people who were going to go see the movie, even because it's bad, to see it for themselves, to see if it was a bad movie. But 5 years ago, that might be the case pre-pandemic. But post-pandemic, a lot more audience members can't afford to go to the movies every single week. I have AMC Stubs A-list, so I get to go 2 or 3 times a week, which I thoroughly enjoy. But most people pay around $15 a person just to go to the movies. That's not even counting concessions. And when that's the case, they have to pick one, at the most, 2 movies a month to see in the movie theater. And if a movie is not being received well, if there's trusted critics, if you guys trust my opinion and you didn't go see the movie because of it, or if there's friends and family who don't recommend the movie, they're not going to spend, if it's multiple people going, nearly $60 to $100 to see a bad movie. And that is where we're at now. Word of mouth, I think, has never been more important in Hollywood, but not just has word of mouth never not been important, but making fans their excitement relevant, meaning a lot of fans had a lot of expectations for what they wanted in a Joker 2, and it seemed like the creative team went in a completely different direction that audiences did not want the franchise to go into. Now you're at a point where you do have to please fans. Word of mouth is important. If it's a bad movie, for the most part, people are not going to go to the movie theater. And there's not really any more times where if the movie's bad, it's going to be a good bad where people go see the movie. Movie theaters, going to the theaters has never been more expensive, which means people are only going to spend their money on what they know will be good. And even if someone didn't care about the reviews were being bad, it's still a lot to bargain to go to the movie theaters and see a movie. So this is the biggest failure in 2024. So shocking. Obviously, I was very shocked by the actual quality of the movie being bad, but this is even more shocking how this film completely underwhelmed the box office, and it's going to be probably the biggest box office failure of the year. So that's my rant on Joker Folie à Deux. Rest of the box office was very low this week. Wild Robot in its second weekend from Universal and DreamWorks dropped 47%, but did get another $18.8 million. It's up to $64.1 million. The word of mouth, again, for this movie is awesome. I can't believe this movie. Very happy it didn't even hit the 50% plateau for its second week drop. Obviously, it helped that not a lot of people, as many people as they thought, saw Joker 2. And when you have a movie that is getting bombed by audience and critics, you have a movie that's being widely accepted by critics and audiences. And that's why The Wild Robot is doing very well at the box office. Beetlejuice still doing well here domestically. Another Warner Brothers movie, dropping 37% in its fifth weekend, 10.1 million. It's up to 265 million. Again, great numbers domestically, not so internationally. But again, Beetlejuice doing significantly better and will probably have a better box office number than Joker Folie à Deux. Transformers 1 is hanging in the top 5 at number 4 in its third weekend, dropping another 41%, 5.3 million up to 47.2 million. This is a big bad news for Paramount and Hasbro as they continue to try to get the Transformers franchise back on track. And hanging in the top 5 in its fourth weekend is Speak No Evil, which just became already available on digital, but it's still in the top 5 domestic with 2.7 million in its fourth weekend. It's up to 32.5 domestic. Again, small movie, did very solid domestically, will do much better also PVOD, and it is a Universal movie, so it'll hit Peacock after it hits its PVOD time. So 2 Warner Brothers movies, 2 Universal, and 1 Paramount is the top 5. Domestically this year, let's look at the numbers. Inside Out 2 this year, 652 million domestic to Deadpool and Wolverine at 633. Despicable Me 4 is at 3 with 360 million. Doom Part 2 is at 4 with 282. Twisters at 5 with 267. 266 at number 6 is Beetlejuice, so it'll be in the top 5 domestic for the year when I talk to you next week. Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire at 7 with 196 million, and then 2 movies at 193, Kung Fu Panda 4 and Bad Boys Ride or Die at 8 and 9. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is at 10 with 171. So far this year, we have 15 movies into the $100 million club. That's just domestic. That's only in the United States and Canada. Worldwide, where we combine the international and the domestic box office, Inside Out 2, biggest movie of the year, 1.67 billion to Deadpool and Wolverine's 1.3 billion. Despicable Me 4 is at 3, 955 million. Doom Part 2 at 4 with 709 million. Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire is at 5 with 568 million. Kung Fu Panda 4 at 6 with 548. Chinese films are 7 through 9. And Beetlejuice gets into the top 10 of the year worldwide with $403 million, just passing Bad Boys Ride or Die. So this upcoming weekend, we will see how far Joker Folie à Deux drops in its second weekend. Will be the thing probably most focused on at the box office. But there's also 2 award films hitting wide release this upcoming weekend. We'll see how they do. The first one is Saturday Night. This is the movie directed by Jason Reitman, about the origin story of Saturday Night Live. That movie's hitting theaters this weekend, as well as Piece by Piece, the animated film from about Pharrell Williams' life. That both those movies are big, especially Piece by Piece, big awards hopefuls, and both of those movies hit theaters this weekend. What are your thoughts on the box office? Let me know in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.